in all these circumstances, has Nnamdi Kanu done anything that's almost 1% of what is going on in the rest of the country? Apart from occasional stops and gyration. Tell me what is happening in the Southeast. In fact, the Southeast might be the most peaceful place, apart from this occasional stuff of people kidnapping one thing or the other. And they do it as a result of, protest on Nnamdi Kanu. There's a pretext to commit crime because Nnamdi Kanu is held. If this was a fairly intelligent government, if they release Nnamdi Kanu today, there will be 95% peace in the Southeast, and that will affect the rest of the country. Of all these governors, only Soludo of Anambra says had gone to DSS once to see him, if I'm not wrong, about a year or 2 years ago. He's gone there to see him, and after that, maybe his colleagues advised him not to get involved. Why are they afraid? The young man is very popular in the Southeast. Let me not extend it to the rest of the country. If Nnamdi Kanu comes out today, Igbos will do 90% of what he tells them to do. To the interest, not just in Igbo interest, but Nigerian interest. Because what has he spoken about in the past? Mistreatment of his people. And if that continues and the rest of the country don't want the Igbo, then let them allow them go. This is the summary of what he's saying. You can't be shorter than me and be taller than me at the same time. This is the summary of Nnamdi Kanu's theory. So he didn't start today. Hazrike has done the same thing. There's so many other people. It was the concept of Odumegwu Ojukwu himself. If you don't want your people, then let them go. And as when people talk of let them go, it appears we are packing our luggage and going. Look at the contiguity. Look at Nsukka and Benue. There's no place anybody is going. It's the same country. The same market, in the same. So much of intermarriages has taken place. All we're saying that there is no governance. It's a summary that there is no governance. That's what is causing all the problem. The problem of corruption has become both phenotypically and genotypically specific. That's nothing. It's a genetic problem now, and it is that crisis that government is not even ashamed that they said 139 million Nigerians very poor in a country of plenty. And my president John case to Paris, from there to what is it called, to Dubai. I have never seen a group of people that are shameless. In a country, 774 local government, I challenge them. Let them tell you where water is running. Where water? So people are dying because of waterborne diseases, and they don't care. And it's even more, like I was saying before we started this, if these governors were sons of Ahmadu Bello, or M.I. Okpara, or Azikiwe, or Awolowo, they will say, they had determined their future. They are coming from a position, a background of wealth. But tell me which of these governors not coming from a very poor environment? Most of them, their parents have never been heard of. Most of them, when you hear the history of how they managed to go to secondary school, and finally God bless them, they become governors. So what they are paying back to society is stealing up money. I was telling somebody this morning who confronted me, Dan, what do we do? What do we do? Lead a democratic revolution. I said, I don't have the resources. I can't. I've been in PDP, not even director, because I won't comply with what they said. Yesterday we had a National Reconciliation Committee meeting. Out of 25 members, only 8 were there. So it means that part of those who have joined APC, majority are coming out from PDP. So going to APC, what is the fundamental reason why you go to it? Because if you're moving from A to B, B must be better than A. So what has APC done that should be exciting to anybody to want to leave PDP? Because PDP has a track record under Obasanjo that was debt relief that saved millions of lives in this country. Since then, what has happened? 8 years of Muhammad Buhari was a disaster, this country. I said it on this channel and other channels, even when he was in government. It was a disaster. There was no governance. And this president, when he was campaigning, said he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. He's now seeing the true nature of where Buhari stopped. How beautiful where Buhari stopped is for the rest of the country. Isn't that a tragedy? In 21st century Nigeria, with everything God has given us, we don't know where we are beginning and where. If you don't know where you're starting, how do you know where you're going? And we take it as a matter of routine. Nothing is going. In our case, they say, let's leave it for God. So we are the only people God created. If we decide to be foolish, then He will be foolish with us. That is still a battle of the continuation of the Nigerian Civil War. The war has not ended. I think it was on Channel TV. They had an interview last night. I said, the day Nnamdi Kanu is released is the end of the Nigerian Civil War. And that will be the day the Southeast starts being integrated into the rest of the country. Look at insecurity everywhere. So is this government enjoying insecurity? That their citizens are being killed? Like we were saying something earlier on. Why are our governors in the South not interested? Because the boy will overwhelm everybody. It will be an M.I. Okpara. The people worship the name Nnamdi Kanu in the Southeast because he represents the summary of their struggle from before the Civil War, and thereafter. That's how they look at him. I have stopped going to court because each time I come to court to join him, both of us start crying, and I feel very emotional about it. He's a very brilliant young man that this government is wasting. Would have been a benefit for the rest of us in this country, but this is where we are.